Hello, everyone. Good morning. I hope you're all doing good today and ready for today's class. Today, we will meet here online because you are now supposed to start working on something, and I want you to do it individually for the first time. Now, the first thing that we will talk about is a general description of what creative nonfiction is, and that's the focus of our unit in this semester. In this unit, the goal is for you to be able to retell a story from your life and make it meaningful to others and present it in a form of a short piece of writing of around 500 words. And what we will be writing is called creative nonfiction. What is creative nonfiction? Now, let me give you one brief definition from a website known for being the source of learning for creative nonfiction. It's called creativenonfiction.org. According to this website, there's this one short line about creative nonfiction that is quite clear. True stories well told. So creative nonfiction includes true stories that are told in a very good way. To be more precise, creative nonfiction is a combination of creative and nonfiction. The nonfiction refers to the elements that the writer uses in telling the story. So there are people, there are places, there are incidents, and these are supposed to be non-fictional. They are supposed to be true stories. And by true stories here, you are not supposed to tell a lie. You may not make changes that are going to be misleading. So that's the non-fictional part. Now, the creative part comes from the notion of using literary devices or literary tools to make what you write interesting for people to read, and then can be impactful, can leave an impact on your readers. Now, you must be wondering, what are the creative tools? Here are the creative tools that you will be using. Oops, sorry, here. The creative tools are going to be this. It's either a plot or the scene, the description or point of view, and many other literary devices like tones, rhymes, and other elements. But these are what make your story interesting or creative. You need to use a plot. A plot means there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. That's what you need to have. And there's also scene. Scene includes the description of, sorry, not the description. Scene is combination of place and incidents. And then description here can be the description of the people involved there, the description of the place, or the detailed description of the incidents. And point of view. It needs to be told from the perspective of either the I or the third person or the omniscient narrator. Okay. Now, what are the examples of creative nonfiction? Here are some that you might be familiar with. An autobiography is creative nonfiction. Crime stories that you find in magazines or newspapers, that's also creative nonfiction. Or sometimes we also find investigative journalism, in which a journalist goes to investigate about one problem and then reveals what's actually behind the problem. Travel writing is creative nonfiction, in which you write the story about your trip somewhere and or your travels in some places, and you share the meaning with others. And personal essays. That's going to be our focus for this semester, personal essay. But we will do it in a combination with travel writing. So you will write a personal essay that includes a travel of some sort. Now, how do we actually start writing a personal essay or creative nonfiction? Here are some of the thoughts offered by Tim Bascom in the website creativenonfiction.org. First of all, you need to pick one moment in life, something that is something that happened to your life that you still remember. And the second thing that you need to do is after picking up one moment in life, you will need to find out how this one moment in life is meaningful. In what way is it meaningful? What did you learn from that experience? Or what can people learn about that moment in your life? So that's the second thing that you will need to do. The third thing that you will need to do is focus on what really matters in the story or in the incident and leave out the rest. By what really matters here is for the purpose of a plot. You cannot tell anything that happened in one day in telling a creative nonfiction. You have to decide which incidents or which places will be meaningful to the story and which places are not going to be meaningful or will be distracting. So focus on what really matters in the story. Later on, we will do it during our peer review process. And finally, this is how you will eventually write it. Start with that thing about meaning. Start with why this incident is meaningful. And then you tell the story about this incident. And at the end, come full circle again to the beginning. You talk about the meaning again, why this was meaningful. And that's how you start drafting your creative nonfiction. Hopefully, with this rough step-by-step process, you can start writing without being too afraid, okay? Later on, next week, we will go into details and try to make the creative nonfiction more effective. All right, I guess that's all for now. Thank you very much for paying attention to this video. I'm looking forward to working with you and wait for my other instructions on Microsoft Teams. Bye, everyone.